Tom Brady's social media game is like very freaking good. And it's honestly very interesting because, you know, Tom Brady has always had this kind of like playful internet personality. As far back as like late 2018, then he started getting into some more like memes type stuff in 2019.
We've been at this for 15 years. You guys are my day ones.
I love you.
Muscle pliability. Proper hydration. Now, if you guys want to believe in curses, get the hell out. There's the door right now. Get out.
But within the last year, Tom Brady has like stepped up his game in a way that is really interesting. And I'm going to be talking about what he's been doing on social media, watching and reacting to some of his best social media memes and videos, and kind of giving my perspective on what's going down. I have industry experience with social media. I worked with Microsoft. I've worked with Justin Bieber. I have collaborated with Russell Wilson. I have done a lot of social media stuff. There's a lot of things that he is doing that is like very clearly, obviously, a social media team, but the way that he has turned most of his what you would call pretty much haters. This dude within a year and a half has collectively been able to take most of his haters and flip them into fans by literally just memes. And I think this is going to set like a precedent for how different NFL players are going to be able, and even athletes are going to be able to win over new fans, especially in this huge social media era. When doing kind of a breakdown and kind of investigation of his social media, you'll see at times that if you go through Tom Brady's Twitter during like specific moments, whether he's watching something on TV, he'll kind of live tweet, which gives you some sort of evidence that he actually is running his own social media to an extent, right? Celebrities, in case you guys don't know, most athletes, especially the really big ones, Tom Brady obviously has TB12 and has a social marketing and creative strategy team for TB12. When I've worked with clients before for social media, a lot of times it'll be as quick as like, hey, there's this trending moment. Let's respond with this funny GIF. Let's do like a response. Let's make a meme out of this. Let's do some sort of like quote tweet. And then I would text the client, the NFL player, the artist, and then they would be like, yeah, that's hilarious. Let's go. And we've discovered within this last year that he has this sort of like fun, comical side to him. But you'll start to see throughout the years, he gets progressively better with his content. This is from 2020 after, and I think this might have been before, after his golf tournament. Never had much of a hard time beating the Colts or a Tiger. Don't see this time being much different. And obviously, you know, this hilarious meme of him and Phil against Tiger and Peyton Manning. You know, he's obviously working with some memes. And then, you know, stuff like this, right? Stuff that breaks the literal internet. 402,000 likes. Tom probably wanted to shout out and congrats LeBron. Probably went to his social team, was like, hey, I want to say congrats to LeBron on winning his 4th championship. What should we do? And boom, right? This was from that season where he was holding up the 4 fingers, and it was just an easy Photoshop, right? Very, very funny. 2020, December 27th, hell of a pitch and catch right there. LeBron James talking about, you know, a throw from Brady to Gronk, and then, you know, just these witty replies. It's just, it's hilarious. And you see this kind of stuff and you're like, whoa, this is like very much relevant. And what it's doing is it's giving like a persona and a personality to Tom Brady that otherwise probably wouldn't be there and wouldn't give his haters an opportunity to get to know him, right? Because let's be real, Tom Brady has beat every single one of us at some point, right? He's beat your team, and it's hurt. Everyone can basically collectively say Tom Brady has absolutely ruined us in some way on the football field. So when you do stuff like this, when he goes out of his way to make an old Breeze, and obviously go on the joke of them being the oldest quarterbacks in the league. This type of stuff is gold. It's hilarious. And he's turning a lot of the people that would hate on him or try and, at least somewhat challenge that he may not be the greatest of all time into a joke. And this is something that you can appreciate and respect. And honestly, players like LeBron, who are on the level of Tom Brady, if not bigger, could really take a note out of Tom Brady's book here, right? Make fun of yourself. Let's call out the obvious, right? If LeBron posted a tweet of like him flopping and whining and made some sort of like meme about it, people would be like, you're self-aware. That's funny. I feel more inclined to like follow or support you. It's really crazy how you can flip things from being, one of the most like polarizing figures in the NBA, but then being able to kind of like have a good joke, right? This is another funny one. Sporting News put out the difference between Tom Brady's first video game appearance and his latest, right? Talking about the different Madden looks. And then what was this, like the Met Gala that he was at? Just, finding a painting. I apologize if I don't recognize it. This is like a famous painting. But like you can see that he clearly is just having a good time. This was in February of 2021. Conversation starter type tweets like this that are just honestly goated. It's very clear that he is like in touch with where his fans are at. This is one of my favorites. Justin Bieber, and I don't know if he posted that this February 25th and put your boy. I think that's what it is. It looks like he might be a young JB in this picture. He posted a picture of himself holding a baby goat. Like it's fantastic. Bruce Arians after the Super Bowl got a tattoo. When we win the Super Bowl, I will get a tattoo. Well, I got mine. I love it. He got looks like he got a Bucks tat right there. And, like this moment right here, right? Bruce tweets, Tom Brady's social team sees it and is like, let's grab, some B-roll of Tom Brady working out. Let's go jump into Photoshop, black and white saturate an image of Bruce Arians holding up a beer. Let's put it on his freaking, knee, and then boom. Clearly the works of a really awesome creative team, which is hilarious. Even things like this, right? I'm sure this is probably something that Tom wanted to post himself after seeing that viral moment of him trying to high-five the ref after coming off the field. Like, it's hilarious. And then the memes, right? He's gotten a lot more consistent with these memes, like Aaron hitting every fairway, making every putt, right? This is kind of like live during their golf session. TNT scheduling next year's tournament, and then you have the distressed face here saying Phil when they try to pair me with him for a third time next year. Bryson and Aaron beating our heads on the back nine. Memes and trash talk not translating to being good at golf, right? The social team and Tom Brady are aware. They can boast about it, bro, because they're really great at it. They're crushing the game. And it's not necessarily that these are like, some elaborate memes or the content is elaborate. We'll take a look at his videos in a second. Again, this one, the annual post Tom's shirtless combine photo on Twitter, my favorite. He is making these crazy videos that are like breaking the internet every single time. And we're probably going to start to see athletes doing this more. But if you guys don't remember, they used to do like these pick me for your fantasy team videos. I think that the NFL was also partnered with.
If there's a hole, no matter how small, you got to be able to get through it. Check this out. Yeah! In your league, you better pick me.
Everyone watching at home, I want you to check this out. 2 receivers, 2 footballs, 1 choice.
Go!
Pick me.
All obviously fake and edited, but that type of content was like so viral 8-9 years ago, and Tom Brady is bringing that stuff back. This one right here is really cool, made by this Ari Farrow guy, who we'll talk about in a second, but like this type of stuff 105 weeks ago. He's been doing this for a freaking bit, but it's just like a looping video roll of him throwing. This one's dope. It's like this 360 pan lens of him playing football with himself to celebrate year 20 in the NFL. Made by this same dude that we're going to be talking about in a second, but this one is basically where he throws it, and then you get this like crazy like tracking of the football that says year 20. Obviously, this was like a year 20 social media campaign shoot, right? This is the same day. They made like 3 or 4 different videos. And this is the type of stuff that athletes haven't been doing. And a lot of the content right now that athletes do, especially some of the biggest ones in the world, they don't really have brands, so maybe they don't have a social media team or video editors, but you'll start to see this happen more often, right? Russell Wilson has a creative team behind him that is creating content, following him throughout his day. And, a lot of NFL players nowadays will like post themselves working out in the gym, post like, highlight clips or edits from fans of like them doing like an off-season workout. But Tom Brady has been stepping it up with this type of quality content, right? We take a look here. This was one of the most viral videos the last couple days. Over 10 million views, 258,000 likes. And he goes, training camp starts this week. I'm looking forward to having some actual receivers again. Like, well, look at this. He's throwing it into the slot. It's shooting it back out. And this is just very highly edited social content, right? If you actually zoom in, it's kind of hard here.
But notice how the patch of the background right behind the machine wobbles differently from the rest of the environment. That's because it's hiding a person.
When this falls, this cord does this like skip flip, which just shows that it was like edited. Every sports outlet, Pat McAfee show, ESPN, everyone is talking about this video, and Tom Brady is yet again on the mind of every NFL fan constantly with these type videos. And this type of crap takes Brady like 10 minutes maybe to do. Right? Throw it in the vicinity of the machine, right? Like we've seen that this editor before that's done this for him, which it's the same dude. He can move a ball like this. He can track a ball and animate a ball to move wherever he wants. He can easily do the same, and that's what he's doing here when Tom is throwing it. Another good use of this Tom Brady's editor, this Ari guy, is this video right here where he's calling out Phil Mickelson right for a golf match, and you could see, he is hitting the ball. That one actually might have been made. But then this one is obviously not made, and you can see it kind of like messed with the editor. Second hit, and then you can just kind of see it just kind of got pushed in post-production. If we go back here to this Ari guy, so, I was noticing back in 2019, this dude was credited on his tweets. Ari has this creative agency in Los Angeles that does artist and celebrity social media. This dude has been doing this for years. He is a professional video editor. Clearly, the amount of impressions, the likes, every time he does something like this, he is going to get the whole gambit, Monday through Friday, of coverage from every media outlet, and it's this type of stuff that is putting him ahead. People give him tons of credit now, saying, oh my gosh, ever since Tom Brady moved to Tampa Bay, he's become like my favorite player. I used to hate Tom Brady, I used to hate the Patriots. But the reality is that Tom has just started to show the more fun and positive and comical side of him, and with the help of his editors and his social production team, this is the type of content that brands need to be making, that artists, that football players should be doing, because it's funny, it's great, it's vulnerable, and Gen Z and young millennials that are on social media, that's what they want to see. They want to see someone who can take a joke, because people are literally like, did he actually do this? Did he not? So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, but I wanted just to talk through, Tom Brady's social media, break it down a little bit, because I really think that he is doing it right. And he's crushing the game. So shout out to him and shout out to his social media team.